The U.S. women's national team just played against France and lost 3-1, and then they beat Spain 1-0. And in the first game against France, when they lost, they didn't have Julie Ertz, they didn't have Tobin Heath, they didn't have Megan Rapinoe. And that was the excuse. That was the arguing point of everybody of saying, oh, why we didn't play that well. I would argue that we just played as poorly as that game against Spain when we did have all of those players. I argue that our women are in trouble. I think that this summer in France is our last best chance of winning the World Cup, because as you can tell, the rest of the world is catching up to us on the women's side. And it's sad because of how much more advanced or how long that we've been playing soccer on our women's side versus the rest of the world. The rest of the world didn't really focus on women's soccer. They are now, and they're putting all of their resources in women's soccer, including facilities and best coaches, best youth coaches, and really focusing on developing women's soccer around the world. I think personally that they're sick of losing to the United States. When you really dissect the American women's game, and I've said it for years, that we play as if there's a shot clock, that we have to get a shot off in 24 seconds, like in basketball. It's so direct, it's disconnected. It's one player is always thinking something differently than everybody else. And when you watch Spain and you watch France, they play soccer. Their brand of soccer is so much better than ours. We're in a lot of trouble. I use the analogy of when we coach U10 games or U12 games and we play against a team and we're trying to play with our team, and we play against a team that kicks it to the fast kid up top and is able to sneak out a win because they play so direct, and we just don't have those guys that are as fast. That was the American way, where when we did play against teams that were fast enough, we always talk about our grit and, oh well, the great thing about our U.S. women's national team is that we're fighters and we're aggressive and we're fast and we're strong and everything. That doesn't cut it against teams that keep the ball away from you. When you spend 70% of the game chasing the ball, we're going to have a lot of problems going forward. And it's going to really look like our men's side did 2 World Cups ago against Belgium, when we give up 20 shots and Tim Howard has to stand on his head because we can't retain possession of the ball. One specific player that is driving me nuts lately is Lindsey Horan. Lindsey Horan, it seems like every single time she gets the ball, she either plays short, and then the very next time she's looking to play in Alex Morgan in behind. And there's about 4 or 5 times where there wasn't a runner within 20 yards of her final ball, and it went either out for a goal kick or right to the goalkeeper. And it's just that disconnected play that is really going to haunt us going forward into France. I hope I'm wrong, because I love the women's side, and I had the chance to coach some of those players when I was with the Flash, but we went 16 years between 1999 and 2015 without a World Cup. We could go 20. And the whole excuse on our men's side is always, well, our best athletes are playing football, or our best athletes are playing baseball. What's the excuse on the women's side? Our best athletes are playing soccer. Our best athletes aren't playing softball. They're not playing basketball. They're playing soccer, most of them. What's the excuse? This week with all of my players, I talked about this game to almost every session. And most of the sessions, they watched this game. And I talked to them and I said, you know who I blame? I blame myself. I blame clubs. I blame college soccer. I blame youth coaches. And I blame the players. I really do, because we are getting passed by soccer cultures. What's going on with our women's side right now is really showing that we lack a soccer culture. We struggle against teams like France, Spain, England's going to be there. Germany is always there. Brazil is always there. Japan, probably the most technical team, and where they struggle is athletically. against us, I'm telling you, we're in trouble. I really do think so. How do we fix it? We have to start playing a more technical game and less relying on sure athleticism.